Do you know about 698,000 LGBTQ adults aged 18 to 19 in the US have received conversion therapy at some point in their lives? And about 28% of the LGBTQ youth in the US who have received conversion therapy attempted suicide within the previous 12 months as of 2020. Now, isn't that just heartbreaking to hear? Good morning to Miss Rosalind and to my fellow classmates. Today, I am here to persuade all of you on why conversion therapy should be abolished. But before that, what is conversion therapy? That so-called conversion therapy is a range of discredited and dangerous practices that falsely claim to change a person's sexual orientation, gender identity, or expression. Such practices have been rejected by all major medical and mental health organizations in the US, but due to the continuing discrimination against LGBTQ community, there are still some practitioners who conduct this conversion therapy till this day. According to the 50 responses I got from my mini questionnaire, I found out that 92% of the respondents agreed that conversion therapy should be abolished. Now here's why. There are three main reasons why conversion therapy should be abolished, which are: it does not work, it poses serious threat to health, and it amplifies the stigma of the LGBTQ community. For my first point, conversion therapy should be abolished because it does not work. In 2007, a task force from the American Psychological Association took a thorough review of the existing research on the efficacy of conversion therapy. They found out that there was very little sound research on the effectiveness of conversion therapy, and the existing scientifically valid research indicated that it is very unlikely for an individual to reduce same-sex attraction or increase attraction towards opposite sex through conversion therapy. Now, here's why conversion therapy is not effective. It is premised on the false notion that being LGBTQ is a mental illness and it needs a cure, despite all the major associations' agreement that LGBTQ identities are normal. In fact, the American Psychiatric Association determines that homosexuality is not a mental illness in 1973. In addition to its flawed foundation, there is no credible study or research that supports the claims of a conversion therapist having to change a person's sexual orientation. Moving on to my second point. Conversion therapy should be abolished because it poses serious threat to the health of the affected person. Throughout the history of conversion therapy, a range of techniques have been used by both healthcare professionals and religious figures seeking to change the person's sexual orientation. The American Psychiatric Association clarified that the potential risks of conversion therapy are great, including depression, anxiety, and self-destructive behavior, since the therapist's alignment with societal prejudices against homosexuality may reinforce self-hatred, which is already experienced by most of the patients. Many patients who have undergone conversion therapy reported that they were inaccurately told that homosexuals are lonely and unhappy individuals who will never achieve happiness or satisfaction in life. Furthermore, some practitioners even have used aversion treatments such as inducing nausea, vomiting, paralysis, and even electric shock. Now tell me if this isn't harmful to the health. This is why conversion therapy is extremely dangerous, because it causes psychological, physical, and emotional harm to the person, which leaves the person scarred for life. I believe I have stated 2 points which should have convinced you. But for the unconvinced, I have one more point on why conversion therapy should be abolished and you should not support it. For my last point, conversion therapy should be abolished because it amplifies the stigma of the LGBTQ community experience. Parents who send their children to conversion therapy instill feelings of rejection and disappointment and risk fracturing their relationship with their child. In a study by San Francisco State University, it found that LGBTQ individuals who were rejected by their families or caregivers due to their identities were 6 times more likely to have reported depression and 8 times more likely to have attempted suicide compared to those who have been accepted by their families. Even after these individuals go through conversion therapy, they have to live with the shame of who they are and forced to conceal it. Conversion therapy contributes to that, and it creates more hate towards the LGBTQ community. There are many LGBTQ individuals around the world who go through this inhumane experience. Some of the stories we have heard of, and some stories go unheard. But I would like to bring your attention to this one particular story of Gerard Conley, who has penned his painful experience into a memoir named Boy Erased Memoir, which tells us his own personal experience of going through conversion therapy. I would highly encourage all of you to read the memoir or watch the movie adaptation in the same name and see for yourself the perils of conversion therapy and what a great threat it is to the LGBTQ community. In conclusion, based on the information I have given, I believe conversion therapy should be abolished because it does not work, it poses serious threat to health, and it amplifies the stigma of the LGBTQ community experience. All major American associations have condemned the practice of conversion therapy because it poses serious threat to the LGBTQ community. It should be abolished and eradicated to its root because no human deserves to go through such horrendous experience ever again. According to the UCLA Williams Institute, it estimated that around 80,000 LGBTQ youth will go through this conversion therapy in the coming years. Now, there are many amazing LGBTQ friendly organizations that work hard to ban conversion therapy and support LGBTQ community around the world, such as the Travel Project, GLAAD, Human Rights Campaign, and Listen. I would highly encourage for all of you to visit their website and sign up or donate to their website. Because as allies, that's the least we can do, because all the youth deserve a climate in which they are loved and embraced. So say no to conversion therapy and start making a change right now. Thank you so much for your time.